All right, so 2.2. Finding side lengths with tan. Okay, so yesterday, don't feel like you need to take all this stuff down. It should be all in the notes there, okay? So yesterday we worked on finding angles, and we used the tan -1, right? Second tan or shift tan would give you the tan inverse 1, right? Today what we're going to do is we're going to be working with tangent to find the side. Okay? So to do that, you're going to need two things. You're going to need an angle, and you'll need either the opposite or adjacent side. Because remember, tan, you need opposite and adjacent. All right? You need an angle. And either adjacent or opposite side. Okay? So as long as you have two of the three things, you can do this.
Where do we write it?
You have this in your notes. I'm just going over stuff. I like to write stuff down and have it as a video. Okay? That's how I like to teach. Okay? So let's just dive in with an example. I find the best way to do this stuff is just try it and learn it, okay? So the first example in your notes. You have this triangle here. And what kind of triangle do you guys think it's going to be?
Right.
Correct. All right, so we have this triangle, Z, Y, X. We have an angle at 70 degrees, and we know that this length here is 5 centimeters. And we want to find this length here. Okay? We call this, we would say find length YX. Okay, because it's the side between these two angles of X and Y.
Do you have to find all the degrees?
Nope. I'm looking for this length here now, okay? You know what, Chloe, you could find the other angle, because what do all three angles have to add up to? 180, right? And if we know this one's 90, the difference between these two has to be 90 as well. So if that's 70, you know right away that this is 20, right? So there, you found all the angles, okay? But what we want to do is we want to find this length here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use tangent. Okay, we're using tangent because it's the only thing I've shown you guys. So it's all you know how to use. All right? So if we set up tangent for this, so we know tangent of an angle equals opposite over adjacent, right? All right, so if we're looking at that, our angle 70 degrees, what side is that 5 centimeters? Is that my opposite, adjacent, or hypotenuse?
Opposite.
It's the adjacent.
It's the adjacent side. That's okay.
I'm confused.
The bottom would be opposite.
Looking at the angle here, right? That's 5 centimeters is touching the angle. So which side does that have to be? The adjacent side.
20, the 20's touching it.
No, but I'm working with this angle here, Chloe.
Okay, yeah.
Technically, this wasn't even given to me.
Okay.
Okay, so just based off the 70 degrees. This is the trickiest part when doing trigonometry. You have to pick one angle and make that your reference point. I've made 70 degrees my angle, so the sides that I'm looking at are based off 70 degrees. 20 we know is adjacent. All right, and the side that we're looking for over here, side YX, That's going to be my opposite. Good. So I would write it out like this. This is the first time you guys have ever done this, so don't worry if it feels a little weird or looks a little strange. So you're going to go tangent. You write tan. You guys should be able to do that. Now it's pan. Right? Easy three-letter word. No, everyone can write that. Then you take your angle. What's the angle you're working with?
70.
70. Yes. And we know equals. So we write the adjacent on there, right? What side's my adjacent? 5. Good. Do I know what the opposite is?
No question.
X. I always put X as my unknown. That's just what I like to do. Solve for X. Okay. Everyone's okay with this so far? This is how you set the questions up. You fill in what you have. Whenever you're looking for a length, you'll have this angle. All right? You just need to determine if you're looking for adjacent or opposite. All right? Now, we proceed. We get out our handy calculators. And we punch in tan 70 degrees. Okay, just turn them on. Go 10, 70. Some of your guys' calculators might have to go 70 tangent, hit enter. If you have a Texas Instrument, you should get 2.74, let's put it. Oh, 2.75, sorry. Equals x over 5. Now, I'm trying to solve for x, right? X is now, x over 5 is like me saying x divided by 5, right?
2.75.
3.5 times 2.
Bingo. Okay, Shannon says what you do is you multiply both sides by 5. Why do I multiply both sides by 5, Shannon? Right, it's the opposite, right? If you do the opposite of the operation, they cancel each other out, right? Right? If I multiply both sides by 5, oh, that's a weird curve. If I multiply both sides by 5, what's 5 divided by 5 you're going to do? 5 on the top, 5 on the bottom? On 0.
Crossed out.
Crossed out makes it just 1. X times 1 is just
On
X.
X. All right, Chloe. It's been a long day. So now all you do is you just go 5 times 2.75.
13.75.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Boom. You just solved.
Yeah, but you can solve it in a way simpler way. You don't have to do all that X cross brackets.
Yes, you do that.
I got the same answer right there without doing that before you did
Well,
it.
that's just showing his work.
Yeah, I'm just showing my work. You don't have to show me all your work. I'm just explaining. Because if I don't, I'm going to get one person, probably you, be like, how'd you do that? And then I have to show it anyway. So I just show all my work.
Okay.
All right? So Shannon, can you repeat that last statement one time for me?
But you have to multiply.
No. What did you say afterwards when you saw how it was done?
Oh, it's fairly simple.
It's fairly simple, all right? People hear trigonometry, they have a panic attack, they freak out, they get a nosebleed, when really it's not that bad, okay? Trig isn't that awful. Yeah, in grade 12 it's pretty bad, but right now it's fine, okay? So you guys will get through this, all right? We're doing it. Look at Sam, he's pumped. All right, so that's how we find the opposite side. Okay? Truth bomb, finding opposite is easier than adjacent, but it's all pretty much the same. Okay? So let's do the next example here. I got this triangle. XVW. That's 7.2. So that's 42 degrees. And we want to solve for side XV. Sometimes they just have XV. Sometimes, like your textbook will have a line over top of it to represent side. Okay. Or line. Okay. So now what we want to do is we want to solve for this guy. So once again, we're going to use tangent because it's the only thing we know. Remember, tangent of an angle. So opposite over adjacent. All right. Now, on a test or on the quiz, you don't need to show all this work that I'm doing. But if you do, I can give you part marks if you get the question wrong at the end. All right, so if you make a mistake and get opposite over adjacent wrong and put your numbers in the wrong spot, but you show me you can set it up properly, you're going to get something for it, okay? So just remember that. The more you show me, the more I can give marks to. Right, Chloe?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so let's set it up. Tangent of the angle. Now, opposite, we know, 7.2. All over x. All right. Now, I'm going to make an executive decision here. I'm just going to show you what to do. I'm not going to really explain it. I find that if I just show you and you guys go, that's how we do it, except that it's easier than me explaining every step. Whenever x is on the bottom for anything in trigonometry that you're solving for, you just switch.
So it's always on top.
Like this, I'll show you. You're trying to get x by itself, right? X is being divided here, right? So what's the opposite of division?
Oh, wow.
So you multiply to the other side. Then you got to get tangent over to the other side. If tangent is being multiplied to x, how do you get rid of tangent? You divide. So what you're doing basically is you're just taking the x, you're putting it here, and you're putting the tangent for 2 there. Okay? So it looks like this.
How come we didn't do that one for the other question?
Because that one, when you're solving for the opposite, it's different. You just multiply.
Oh, this is the adjacent.
This is the adjacent. Okay, so for adjacent, all you do is switch. Why are you erasing stuff?
We already did it the wrong way.
Yeah, don't listen to me. Just go ahead and blindly try it. That's smart.
Well, then why does it still say opposite over adjacent? So it'd be adjacent over opposite.
No. I didn't switch anything. All I did is I moved the angle, tangent, the angle to the bottom, and put the adjacent, my x, my unknown, over there. You guys want to see all the math that you need to do to get to this point, or you just want to be okay with doing this? You do this every time. Owen wants to see all the math, doesn't he? No, don't show me. Don't show me.
Shit.
You want to see it, Chloe?
See what?
Like all the steps you need to do to get to there?
We just did it.
Sam wants to. Okay, fair enough. Actually, it'll take 30 seconds, and it's not so bad. I'll do it over here in green.
Wait, so cold. Wait, cold.
All right, real quick. So I have this guy here, right? Tan 42 equals 7.2 over x. Now, this is being divided by x, so what's the opposite of division? Right, so I multiply both sides by x. Right? So this now becomes
Can we write this down?
tan 42 over x, only if you want it.
Is it easy or no?
It's just me explaining how I went from here to here. All right? I'm doing it over here.
Harder, Chloe.
You're just making it harder.
Yeah.
Well, some people like to know. So these cancel out, and I'm left with 7.2, right? Now, tangent 42 is being multiplied to x, so what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So I divide both sides now by tan 42. Because remember, tangent 42 is actually a number, right? It's not just words, it's actually a number. So then these cancel out, and I'm left with 7.2 divided by tan 42. Okay? So you always just switch them. I'm basically telling you to skip this little bit of algebra right there.
So like on a test, we don't have to do all that.
No, just do this. Okay? And don't worry. I got buckets of worksheets on this stuff that you guys will do. And love at the end. Maybe. But I'll make the test a lot easier, I promise you. Okay, anyways, where were we? Okay. So now you just work out the math. Try this on your calculators. 7.2 divided by tan 42.
Oh, 0.900.
7.99.
Yes, excellent. 7.99 or just 8.
42. What the heck? 7.2. Is it dividing here or multiplying?
Divided by. Your calculator might be different.
No. Okay, maybe I.
Do you got a Sharp calculator?
Yeah.
Here, let
What do
me,
you type second function?
not for this stuff.
Okay, I'm not, so
You'll leave second function when you're solving for what, guys?
the
Angles.
negative, okay.
There we go. All right. What have you got? Okay.
Look at me on the first side. It's 6.2.
Here's your answer book.
Just slow sign. Just the equal sign. At the bottom.
Okay, so you're gonna have to do yours in steps. So you have to go 7.2 divided by. So let me try it. 7.2 divided by 42. Oh yeah, okay, so you do it like this. 7.2 divided by 42. And
That's what I just did.
then
That's what I did also. Maybe I didn't hit the equal.
there we go.
Okay.
You got a question, Chen?
No.
Scratching your head? Pondering life? Gotcha.
Can't you just write, do you have 0.8.0? Can't you just write 8 sounds?
No, whatever. All right. So far, so good? All right, let's try a word problem, guys. Now, we all know what shape the word problems are going to make, right?
Triangles.
Weird, okay? It doesn't get much easier than this. All right, so let's make sure we understand this stuff. Oh, look, you even get a drawing, too. Yesterday I did talk about angle of elevation versus angle of depression. Have you guys taken that before?
No.
Head Bob. In grade 9, I believe you're supposed to go over it. Sometimes it gets glossed over. We'll do a little side thing over here.
We didn't like not that type of math last year.
Okay. Either way, angle of elevation is an angle you make looking up at something from the ground.
Oh, maybe we did.
Okay. Oh, this sounds familiar?
No, it really doesn't, but it sounds simple.
Okay, that's elevation. You're looking up. Okay. So anyone want to take a guess at what angle of depression is?
Looking
Looking
down.
Hey-o. So usually you'll be like
On a building.
you'll be at the top of a building. No, it's true. You'll be at the top of a building looking down, or in an airplane looking down.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, are we on a cliff? Yeah, it's kind of jagged.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Buildings, cliffs, airplanes. Those are typical angle of depression. Or sometimes they use submarines diving too.
Okay.
Type dealio. Okay. But that's it. Okay. Angle of elevation, angle of depression. If you want to draw that at the bottom of the sheet there, you got lots of room. I forgot that part yesterday. Okay? Alrighty. Now, let's try this word problem. I'll read it while you guys are drawing this. At a horizontal distance of 200 meters from the base of an observation tower, the angle between the ground and the line of sight to the top of the tower is 8 degrees. How high is the tower to the nearest meter? The diagram is not drawn to scale. Okay? Always remember that with most of these drawings that you're given, whether it's in grade 10, grade 11, or grade 12, they're not to scale. Okay, they don't like the drawing that I have here and it says 8 degrees on it. That is not 8 degrees. That's not even close. That's more like 50 or maybe 35. Okay, so don't use these as accurate drawings to base your stuff off. Okay, so you have this tower. You know that's 8 degrees. Okay. Where's your tower? There's a little guy in there looking down. We know that the horizontal distance from the base of an observation to the line of sight is 200 meters. So from the base to your line of sight, it's 200 meters.
Should we be drawing this one out?
Right there.
It's right there. You can just put like the 200 there at the bottom. And what we're looking for is the height of the tower, right? And we're assuming that the tower is straight up and down with the ground. It's not crooked or anything like that. Okay? All right, so what formula are we going to use to solve this?
Elevation.
No, not angle of, well, you're right, there's an angle of elevation, good. But what formula that I've only taught you, and that's the only one you know,
Opposite over adjacent.
opposite over adjacent, tan, good. All right, so we're going to use tangent to solve this.
You said.
I didn't say, I did not just say elevation.
Okay, well, somebody did.
Don't put this back on me, Chloe. All right.
Do we have to draw that weird O again?
Yeah. It's the Greek symbol it's just a Greek symbol that we just use for angle. I don't know why it was this one that we picked.
Oh, what's this?
It's theta. Yeah. It's just a letter from the Greek alphabet, like alpha, beta, pi. No, not beta. No, theta. Yeah. Yeah, alpha. Something like I can't even remember.
It's like a backwards A.
Yeah, it's weird. Omega, ohms is on there. Yeah,
Oh yeah, Ohm's law.
ohms law, right?
We did
Omega.
that in science lecture.
Very good. See, some things that I teach stick around for a little bit. Okay, so now let's put this. Let's plug everything in that we have. Tangent. What's the angle I'm using? 8. I'm looking for the opposite side.
Is it on the bottom, top? X.
X is my opposite. This guy.
So it's on the top this time, so it's easy like the first one.
Right. Exactly. When X is on top, what do?
Divide.
No. Multiply. You just multiply the two numbers together. So all you literally have to do now is take your calculator, go 10, 8 equals times 200.
Wait, are you multiplying
Sam,
here?
slow down.
Are you multiplying by 200 later?
No,
Yeah,
no.
you do.
If you want to hear, I'll show you. You go 10, 8 on your calculator.
Wait, that's what happened.
10, 8 is like 0.1405.
And then you multiply by 200.
Right.
You can do that on the last step.
Remember your units. 28.1 meters. Is that what you had, Sam?
Yeah, but what about all this bracket crap?
That was for the second example.
No, the first one. No, not that one. The first one. Right there.
Oh, I just showing you my work in more detail, that's all. I just multiplied, right? Whatever's on the bottom, I multiplied to the top. That's all I did there. Here, I didn't show that step. Okay, sorry, I should have showed this. Like that. Okay, cool. Any last minute questions, doubts, worries, concerns, thoughts, input? We're all okay? Ethan speaks for the group now. Yes, we're fine, thank you. All right, good stuff. Okay, I don't want you to do all those questions from 3 to 16. So on page 82, seven, 8. 10, 12, and 13. Now, if you look at 4 and 5, like there's A, B, and C to do for all those. If you want to just do A and C, that's fine too.
Sitting here next to me.
Oh, you're welcome. Enjoy the view. All right. You don't have to do all of them, just like A, C, like every other one. And if you're feeling good, move on. If you want to go back and do more, try B. Okay, so you don't need to do all of these. Also, you guys are checking your answers in the back of the book, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. That's what it's there for. Now, just be aware, this is the first edition of this, so the back is full of mistakes. Okay, so if there's like 3 or 4 of you getting the same thing,
I'm so confused. Why is the back wrong?
because people make mistakes, Chloe.
In the answer book.
Yeah,
They're human.
they're human. Thank you. They're human. Or there's misprints. Like the school division isn't going to go out and buy new copies of this to get the right answer keys. So you got to deal with that.
So base. Okay.
Okay.
Can you help me real quickly?
Yeah, just hold on.